I've been here a couple minutes. I already have all my gear over at the site. You can just make it out over there. It's just straight over there. The water level has dropped significantly since last weekend. That tells me it hasn't rained in the area. The little trench that I made too for the water has receded a fair amount, so it must be draining somewhere else as well, which is good because I don't want any of that. I've exposed themselves pretty good because of the receding water. So at one point I thought this was my best option for adding another step right in here to get down to the water's edge, but it's changed a fair amount. So just over here there's another spot that you can kind of get through leading there, which I'll investigate shortly because I didn't bring any water with me, so I'm going to need to get some and filter it. Walking in was fine. There was no insects or nothing. But once I got here and I stopped moving around, they swarmed in pretty good. And when I left just to go back over there to film some stuff, they're not around. But as soon as you come back here and you stop, they start to come out. It takes them a minute, but they find you. So I'm going to set up. Brought a couple beer that I'm going to put in the water to keep cold. I'm going to collect a little bit of wood, and then I'm going to get into building the raised bed. My goal this weekend is to get this bed pretty much done. I've planned for 2 nights, but I don't know if I'm going to stay 2 nights. So far, I want to. It all depends on the bugs and the weather. The folding table, plus the top. Top is right there. I brought a fair amount of crap with me, so I don't want to just dump it all over the ground, so I brought the table. I'll put the top on right now. The top just sits on there. Folding table. Tent is up. Sleeping bag, thermarest pad, pillow. All set. I have my chair set. It's not staying there. Got everything pretty much out of the pack. I'm going to go down to the river and grab some water because I'm really thirsty. I'm going to put my beer in the water to keep cold. I'll have one later on today. I've since gotten water. I have dug a fire pit, which you can see right there. Not very big, it's only temporary. That's why I left all the dirt there, because I plan to put it out and cover it back over, because it's in roughly the spot I want it to be, but it's not 100%. I'll want to tweak it and move it around a bit. Now, as you could probably tell by the camera, as you pick it up, the flies are all over the place. Just started on the raised bed. I've leveled out the 4 logs there. Not 100%, but it's pretty close. So now I have to find a couple at least forearm thick, if not bigger, maybe twice that. This I don't think is big enough. I think I need a bigger diameter for the cross members of coming this way. So I want one on that one, and I want one on this one right here, that one there. So I'm gonna get at least 2 of those to start, and if it's not high enough, then I'll go 2 long way, and then I'll go 2 more again, and then that should get me up. I don't want to have to pretty much sit on the ground to sit on the bed. I want it up pretty close to a sitting position, because when it's done, it's going to be my chair. I won't be bringing my chair, that chair, my folding chair, when I come out here. I'll use the raised bed as the seat. So I think I might have found something just over here that I want to take a look at, and if it's not to my liking, then I'll go back into the woods. I did a picture like this last year, probably a year ago this weekend, where I was sitting in a different spot. I wasn't up here. I was one of the first camping spots I went to, and I had everything set up, and I was sitting by the fire. I had a small fire going, and the bugs swarmed me. It was the first weekend I had a bug net, and I took video of the amount of bugs swarming around me. I lost that video. I don't know where it is. I don't know what happened to it. So decided to do another little shot to show them. They're not biting. They're just hovering and trying to get everywhere. They're landing. They're starting to explore. So I'm thinking any time now they're going to start biting. Now I have my sleeves up. But I'm also thinking I might have to roll them back up. And my phone says the temperature is only 17, but it feels a lot warmer than that. Mostly because I've been doing stuff. Decided to sit down and take a break for a minute or two. But I'm right in the sun. I need to set up my tarp soon. Been slowly working on the raised bed, so I'm gonna stop this and get back to it. Not high enough. It's not too bad in this corner here, but the terrain comes up a little bit, and once you get to the middle and this end, it's fairly low. So I'm going to do one more going this way, and then I'm going to go across, and that will be the raised bed. camphor, the wood. So when you hit it, it doesn't splay out. I'm going to drive this end into the ground once I put a point on it. Three more to go. So the frame is pretty much done. I've got it up high enough where I want. So right there, that's not bad. Of course, be better on this end as opposed to here because I'm up. But I've hammered in a couple, well, 8 spikes on each side, here and here. And I've lashed them together. Now it's nice and tight, snug, not going anywhere unless I want it to, because again, I can do this all I want, but at the end of the day it has to be semi-permanent because I have to be able to take it down rather easily, because this is Crown land, it's not my place. So now I'm going to put the cross members on, and I might add a couple more 4 spikes on each end to hold them roughly in place from rolling off, and call it good, and then I'll be done. Well, it's just after 5 and I've worked my butt off all day. Got the frame on my raised bed done. I've put a couple members down just to see how they work, because I was wondering if I was going to need something in the middle to keep it propped up, but I don't. It supports me pretty well. I'm liking it a lot, so I'm calling it quits for the day. I'm going to hover around the smoke of my fire a little bit and kind of repel these flies, and then I don't know, start thinking about dinner, or if I wait until the bugs disappear so I can take the bug net off and eat properly. I'm happy with the progress I made. It's a huge step. I didn't think I'd get that far today. I thought it would take me into tomorrow to get done. I still have some wood propped up over here, but some of it's too thick for the bed. So, and I was thinking of using that stuff when I cut it down for the structure of the shelter itself, but I don't have nearly as many as I'm going to need. Like I haven't even got half of it now. Mind you, some of these are long and they could be cut pretty much in half and used, hopefully. But I'll have to see. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight, or if I'm just going to prop those back up and wait for another day. Mid to late August, I'll come back out and finish it off, because I'd like to use it at least once this year. I know I haven't been going crazy, and you see a lot of people on YouTube who put stuff up like this in a day and a half. I'm not like that. I never thought I was like that. And if anybody thinks that, you know, you're dogging it, Mike, because you're taking too long, well, I'm going at the pace that I want to go. I'm not going to kill myself to get this done in a day. I probably could get it done in a weekend. I want this to be fun. I want this to be leisurely, so I'll take my time with it. If I can't use it this year, then I'll use it next year. But my goal is to get it far enough along where I can sleep on it at least once this year before winter sets in. My goal. So I've used up most of the wood that is roughly wrist thick, give or take, for the bed. Now, normal people, other people that come out here and do this, would start here and end about here. Well, that's about halfway of my bed. My bed is roughly, well, it's got to be close to 5 feet wide. I don't actually have a tape measure with me, so I just guessed. And it looks like I'm close to 5 feet, all said and done. I will probably start 2 or 3 logs in for the bed because I want them inside the ridgepole for weather. So I'll shift everything over a couple or 3, and I still need to go roughly to here. So I probably need 8 to 10 more poles, trees, half a trees. This one here was 1 tree. So if I can find 4 more, 5 more, that'll do it. So there you have it. That is my epic raised bed. So here you go. My feet barely touch the ground over here. It's a little higher than I wanted over here, but on this side over here, it is great. Perfect height. Smoke's getting in my eyes. The sun's going down, the bugs are starting to leave somewhat. Can you hear it? Can you see it? It's 10 to 9. Bugs are gone. Oh, glory day, glory day. I could take the hat off, I could take the bug net off. All the nocturnals coming out. They're quite vocal about it. I've been munching on sunflower seeds for about an hour or so. I actually forgot that I had them. Helps to pass the time away a little bit. Now that once I get the water boiling, I brought a freeze dry with me, a lasagna with meat sauce. I've had it before, it's fairly decent. So I'll have that, then a coffee, and maybe some more sunflower seeds until I burn up all the wood, which isn't very much. And then I'll hit the sack. I've decided that I'm only going to stay one night as opposed to two. I've accomplished more with the raised bed than I expected I would, so I'm going to pack up in the morning and go home. Now that I can sit here and breathe a little sigh of relief and can't wait till fall. Just wanted to give this a try. It's too bright, and as long as I keep it away and have it staring at my big nose, it's not too bad, I guess. About 10:15. I've put the last of the wood on the fire about a half hour ago, and I'm just waiting for it to burn out so I can head in. I give it another half hour or so, then I should be done. Ooh, I'd never heard that here before. Owl, obviously. Let's try it this way and see how it works. Yeah, you see that there? It's a little residual from the fire. I hope that guy doesn't hoot all night. It'll drive me nuts. Nice little fire, and the phone seems to handle the night fairly well. Much better than my old phone. See how it picks up on film. Morning all. It's 7:30. I decided yesterday that I was gonna pack up and leave today. I've got everything packed, ready to go. And it's black flies through the day, mosquitoes in the morning. Mosquitoes are fairly bad. If I keep moving around, it's not too bad, and it's supposed to start raining fairly soon. So I'm going to cut this, I'm going to make this short and get out of here before it does. It's about a 10 or 12 minute hike to the car, and mosquitoes are following me, and then I should be out of here. So with that said, Camper's Tale here. Tale's end.